Mysterious,
Oh my God!
jaw-dropping, and almost incredible. Hang on for the most insane moments that, if not filmed, would be hard to believe otherwise.
Oh my God!
Holy
Nepal witnessed something straight out of a mystery. It happened when a section of road split open right down the middle. But the real shock came after lava began flowing from inside. Even experts who were trying their best to deal with it had no solutions. Now we all know what happened in Africa. And believe me when I say that it looks 10 times more scary than that. Purple skies.
Why the sky is purple?
Locals in Indonesia were stunned when the sky suddenly turned a deep shade of purple. At first, everyone was caught up in the beauty of the moment, but few stopped to wonder what was really happening. While it might feel like something out of the ordinary, there is a scientific explanation. The purple color often appears after heavy storms, when the atmosphere is filled with moisture and tiny particles. As the sun sets, red and blue wavelengths of light scatter through these particles and blend together, creating that surreal violet glow. It may look otherworldly, but it's actually one of nature's rarest and most stunning tricks.
What, you see the sky?
Strange flames. Students at Texas Tech University spotted something super weird, flames shooting out of campus manholes. And not just ordinary flames, they were yellow and green, flickering like some strange chemical show. It looked scary, but everything around stayed completely normal, almost like it was just part of the usual campus scene. Strange lights.
Oh my God!
Something was definitely off in Romania's night sky last month. A distorted trail of glowing blue lights drifted across the sky, moving together in a single, perfect line. Even stranger was their precision, gliding as though guided by an unseen hand, straight toward the mountains. And then, just like that, they vanished. Drones or planes would have left a trace, some footage, some news coverage, yet nothing surfaced. Whatever those lights were, they didn't behave like anything we know.
Holy
Electric ball.
Oh my God!
Denver Airport is already famous for unusual stories, but an Uber driver there witnessed something completely different. While in the parking area, he spotted a strange electric ball glowing as if it was made from some unknown energy. It floated around in the air, moving like it was searching for something to absorb. The whole sight was both fascinating and unsettling. Thankfully, the man managed to get away safely before anything else happened.
That is not even real!
Snow on tree. On a clear, sunny day, the last thing you'd expect to see is snow drifting down. But that's exactly what happened when a man noticed snow tumbling down onto a single tree. Around its base, snow had already piled up, as if this unusual phenomenon had been going on for quite a while. The sight felt almost unreal. In the end, there's only one way to put it. Nature has its own mysterious ways of surprising us, and this was definitely one of them. Rainbow Bridge. Rainbows are usually a daytime wonder, but in California, locals witnessed something far stranger, what many began calling a phantom rainbow. Late at night, a massive arc of light stretched across the sky, long, straight, and glowing like an otherworldly bridge. Unlike any ordinary rainbow, its appearance in the darkness made it even more unusual. Locals were stunned, yet no clear explanation was ever found for this rare phenomenon.
그쵸.
그건 그러니까 건성이요.
Snowy flames.
Going out of the ground lately? Like,
We've seen flames coming out of the ground, but what if I told you that you could see flames in snow? Unbelievable, right? Check this out. This guy was casually walking on the snow when he noticed that whenever he moved his feet, flames shot up from it. Insane. But I did some research for you. Even under snow, flames can appear because gas can get trapped under frozen layers. When the snow is disturbed, the gas escapes, and a spark or friction can ignite it, making it look like flames magically rising from ice. Floating mystery. While enjoying the mountains, a hiker noticed something unusual floating in the sky, and it wasn't any cloud they had ever seen. Up close, it became obvious this wasn't ordinary at all. It looked like strange chemicals formed into a cloud, with bizarre substances swirling inside. Nothing about it made sense, and the whole scene gave the unsettling feeling that whatever it was, it might be secretly observing us. Unsettling noises. In Florida, residents have been on edge after hearing a strange, unsettling sound echoing through the area. The noise caused all kinds of reactions, some people curious, others downright scared. A few say it could be connected to a nearby energy plant, maybe steam being released that explains the loud, eerie sound. But so far, authorities haven't confirmed anything, leaving everyone guessing.
And they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about
Fisherman's encounter. A group of fishermen were far out at sea when they suddenly witnessed something unbelievable. In the sky above, colorful, glowing objects appeared, but none of them had any clear shape. They weren't moving like planes or anything familiar instead. They shifted unpredictably, sometimes coming closer, other times fading away. Red sky. Zhoushan, China, residents were stunned when the sky turned a deep red shade. People paused in the streets, mesmerized by the surreal, movie-like scene above. For a moment, no one could explain what was happening, and whispers of mystery spread everywhere. After a bit of investigation, the reason became clear. The crimson glow was caused by the refraction of red lights from fishing boats along the coast, leaving everyone amazed at how ordinary lights could create such a spectacular scene. Laser beam. A casual city view recording turned surreal when an unexpected and mysterious event unfolded from the sky. Out of nowhere, a laser beam shot straight down, striking a warehouse at the corner of the road. It looked like a perfectly aimed strike, yet there was nothing human-made in the sky. Whatever it was seemed otherworldly, possibly from space. Maybe even aliens, turning the entire scene into a baffling mystery with no clear explanation. Unexplained phenomena. Sometimes you see things that just can't be explained. Like in this video, the fire under this ladder looks normal at first. But watch closely, it's not fire at all. It's actually lava. And the strangest part? It showed up without any reason at all. If you think you've got an explanation for this, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Blue water spring. Locals in New York recently spotted something strange, a blue fountain. Now, it wasn't a huge one, a little smaller actually, but that's not the point. What really caught everyone's attention was the water itself. Bright blue, bubbling straight out of the ground. Not exactly the kind of thing you see every day, right? Secret in desert. Deep in the Arizona desert, a drone captured something unusual, the ground breaking open, and not just a small crack. This stretch ran for kilometers. What made it even stranger was the presence of wooden structures throughout the split. Opinions quickly divided. Some believe it was once a mining operation, with wood used for support, now finally giving out. Others think it's simply the earth revealing what's been hidden beneath all along. Light pillars. Near Winsted, Minnesota, something wild happened. The sky lit up with glowing beams that looked like nature itself was showing off. At first, it almost feels magical, like the sky is holding up giant invisible pillars. But here's the cool part. It's completely natural. These light pillars form when light, usually from street lamps or the sun, reflects off tiny ice crystals floating in the cold air. The crystals bounce the light straight up, creating those stunning vertical columns that make the sky look unreal.
So these are light pillars, some of the best I've seen.
Soil flames.
Tem condição disso, cara? Você viu, no meio do nada aqui, ó.
In a small village in Colombia, people noticed something strange in their fields. Whenever they tried to dig in a certain spot, flames would suddenly appear. The ground looked completely normal, so it was a big mystery how fire could come out just from digging. But for the 50 million family, here's the explanation. It usually happens because of gases like methane trapped underground from plants or other organic matter. When the soil is disturbed, the gas escapes, and a spark or friction can ignite it, creating flames.
Ih, cara, tá doido.
Unusual tree. While wandering through the thick woods of Indonesia, a group of friends stumbled upon something they couldn't quite believe. A tree with flames flickering on it, even though there was no sign of a gas leak, no spark, nothing at all that could have caused a fire. In reality, certain trees are capable of releasing flammable gases or oils. Under the right conditions, these can ignite and create the illusion of fire without the wood itself being consumed. What seemed supernatural at first was, in fact, one of nature's strangest chemical tricks. Mysterious cloud. A beachgoer enjoying a calm evening suddenly noticed something unusual. A strange, dark cloud forming right above the shoreline. It was massive and unlike any normal cloud. Now the thing is that clouds usually don't come this close. It almost felt like something was hiding inside, quietly watching everything. But after a short while, it vanished, leaving behind nothing but mystery. Chemical fog.
As it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks.
Recently, locals in different states noticed something odd. A thick fog rolling in that didn't seem normal at all. It carried a strong, chemical-like smell, and a few people said just being outside in it made them feel unwell. The strange part? The fog looked heavy, almost like it was carrying particles inside it. While weather experts explain it as a mix of regular fog and pollution, the timing and the way it spread left many feeling uneasy about what it really was.
It's super weird, and so I'm going for my walk, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it smells.
Bridge above cloud. Back in 2020, people in a small Chinese town were shocked when they noticed a strange bridge floating on the clouds. It was unusually long, stretching across the sky, and gave off an eerie vibe, almost as if the end of the world was near. No one could explain how it formed or why it appeared, leaving locals staring in disbelief at the surreal scene above them. Laser beam. A small Chinese village witnessed something eerie, a bright laser beam coming directly from the sky and striking deep into the mountains. The beam was so strong that it could be seen from far away, yet no one dared to get closer to investigate. The unusual sight sparked all kinds of theories. Some thought it was a secret government experiment, while others felt it could be something otherworldly, like a portal or teleportation. Honestly, the latter seems even more convincing. Cloud Castle. Castles on clouds sounded like something out of a fairy tale, until a strange sight in Peru proved it might be real. High above, a cloud seemed to carry the outline of a full castle, complete with towers and walls, as if it had been plucked straight from a storybook. What people witnessed was likely a rare mirage light bending in just the right way to create the illusion of solid shapes in the sky. Yet, the experience was so surreal that it blurred the line between science and magic, leaving those who saw it wondering if they had just glimpsed another world. Mysterious tree. While exploring the woods in Canada, a tourist stumbled upon something unbelievable, a tree dripping water straight out of its trunk. It looked almost as if a spring was hidden inside. But what really grabbed attention was the force of it. Water rushing out with surprising pressure. And here's the strange part. There were no streams. No water sources anywhere nearby. Like the tree itself was alive with a secret. Bouncing ground. Out in the wide fields of Colorado, a group of researchers came across something truly strange. They noticed a patch of ground that felt nothing like solid earth. It was more like a giant waterbed. The moment they stepped on it, the ground began to bounce beneath their feet. Shocked, they had no idea how this could even be possible. Pretty weird, right? Mysterious oil reveal. We've all seen water leaking onto roads, right? But in China, something totally different happened. Oil began pouring out of an ATM. The guy inside was just as shocked, watching oil gush out in a crazy way. Some say the ground has natural cracks that let underground oil slowly rise up. Totally bizarre, isn't it? Shaking fence. In a quiet little town in Colorado, a homeowner noticed something strange. His fence was trembling. At first, he thought there must be an obvious reason behind it, but everything around him was normal, nothing unusual at all. Yet the fence kept shaking on its own, almost as if it had caught the cold and was shivering in the winter air.
That is so weird.
Rarest waves. Have you ever heard of square waves? If not, watch this. They look like giant checkerboard patterns on the ocean's surface, formed when two wave systems from different directions collide. Stunning to look at, but also risky. These waves create strong, crisscrossing currents that can trap boats and pull swimmers unpredictably. Beautiful from afar, but not something you'd want to be stuck in. Mysterious stone.
Tava quente, John.
Não, tá gelado.
Tá gelado?
Tá gelado.
Experts in Brazil discovered something that felt straight from space. A mysterious glowing stone. The strangest part? Sometimes it felt icy cold, like a piece of ice, and then instantly it would heat up, constantly changing temperature. They took it. As for them, this was no less than a treasure discovery, truly unlike anything they'd ever seen before.
Caramba, tá quente mesmo.
Tá mesmo, cara?
Gente do céu.
Blue stone.
And that's the hole in the driveway.
Something crashed from space into a man's yard in Williamston, South Carolina. When he went to check, he found a strange blue stone, unlike anything he had ever seen. The shape looked just like a blue diamond. Honestly, having something like that land in your yard? That's insane luck. He's probably feeling like he hit the jackpot.
And I don't know what that is.
Eerie pathway.
There's a fire inside the rocks.
This secretly smoldering cave looked like it was hiding something, so the man began recording. According to him, the heat was so intense that it felt as if it had been raging for ages. What I discovered is very similar. The fire has indeed been burning for more than 300 years. Local stories say that a group of people once lit a piece of coal, not realizing it was part of a coal mine, and since then, it has never gone out.
Dude, those rocks are glowing red.
Floating ship.
A man in England snapped pictures at what appears to be a large ship floating above the water.
Ever seen a ship floating in the air? Sounds like sci-fi, right? Well, in Cornwall, England, that's exactly what happened. A massive tanker appeared to hover above the sea, leaving onlookers stunned. But it wasn't magic. It was a rare optical illusion called a superior mirage. This occurs when warm air sits atop colder air, bending light and making distant objects appear elevated. So, no, ships aren't defying gravity. They're just playing tricks on our eyes. Underground mystery. A Reddit user shared a clip showing something really strange in the woods. The ground bouncing like something underneath was pushing it up, trying to break free. Some people think it's a scary creature causing it, while others believe there might be a scientific explanation. Honestly, I think it's downright creepy. Clouds with locals. We often dream of touching the clouds, right? But in a village in India, the locals experienced something unusual. They didn't climb up to the clouds. The clouds actually descended to their level. Imagine the surprise of seeing misty clouds drifting around them, close enough to touch. It was unlike anything they normally encounter, and it turned an ordinary day into an unforgettable one. Glowing orb. Locals in a small town in Mexico noticed something strange on the mountain, a glowing object that, within seconds, darted from one corner to another. It looked like a light, but nothing natural could move that fast or take on that shape. To them, it felt undeniably otherworldly. Some in the region believe such orbs are tied to old legends of supernatural beings, but to me, they appeared more like an extraterrestrial invasion. Breathing tree. In the dense forests of Canada, a tourist encountered a strange phenomenon. Amongst the trees, there was a tree that literally breathed, as if it were alive. It would open in the middle, and then close again, like it was moving on its own. Now this one is really strange. We've never seen the ground breathe like this before, and now a tree is doing it too. Surely, understanding the mysteries of the woods isn't easy. Lights and whispers. A Reddit user shared a clip from his Ring cam that captured strange flashing lights right outside his house, paired with eerie noises echoing in the night. Fireworks might seem like the obvious explanation, but the way the lights moved and the atmosphere they created felt different, almost like the opening scene of an extraterrestrial invasion. The footage left an unsettling gap between ordinary logic and the possibility of something far less familiar. Strange blob.
There's some kind of jelly fungus here at the base of our raspberry bushes. It's just really weird. It looks like crystals, but it's soft jelly.
Raindrops are normal, but what fell in New Jersey that day was anything but ordinary. Locals noticed that along with the rain, strange blobs also came down. At first, they looked like crystals, but when touched, they felt more like a jelly-like substance. Now normally, if you find something like that, you might just ignore it. But for it to appear right after the rain, that definitely means something was wrong, and maybe this was just the first sign.
What is that stuff?
Somebody dumped something here.
I suppose that's rare delicacy. Someone's going to come here.
It's not caviar.
Moving tree. Anzac Park looked calm and quiet until a tourist spotted something truly bizarre. A tree that, at first, seemed like it was just shaking, but then it became clear it was actually moving from one spot to another. Now you might be thinking it was uprooted, but that wasn't the case. And all of this only pointed toward one thing: Bigfoot. Because honestly, who else could have the kind of strength to drag an entire tree like that? Flying bale. We've all seen plenty of things flying in the air, but what locals in a small Spanish town witnessed was on another level. A bale of straw floating in the sky. It wasn't moving anywhere, just hanging in one spot as if something invisible was holding it there. The strangest part was figuring out how it could even stay up like that. Locals believed the answer pointed to an abandoned house nearby, where a witch was said to live, controlling the bale with her powers. Trumpet from heaven. A guy was quietly admiring a rainbow when the moment turned surreal. Out of nowhere, a deep trumpet-like sound blasted through the sky, echoing so powerfully it felt unearthly. The sound didn't fade quickly, it rolled on, shaking the calm scene. Staring upward, he was left shocked, wondering as if it was straight up from the heavens.
That was weird.
Fiery crash. A man spotted something unusual streaking across the sky, a fiery ball plummeting toward the earth before vanishing into the woods. Driven by curiosity, he followed its path. But by the time he got close, authorities were already on the scene. From a distance, he could make out smoke curling upward and flames still flickering among the trees. Whatever had fallen, it was quickly contained, hidden from the public eye. Some might call it debris, others a secret experiment, but the possibility of a crashed UFO felt harder to ignore. Cloudy UFO. At a garbage dumping ground, a worker noticed something strange forming in the smoke, a massive cloud that looked oddly out of place. It lingered above the site, drifting slowly, almost as if it were watching the ground below. At first glance, it could have been dismissed as just another cloud, but what made it unsettling was its shape, a nearly perfect sphere with edges far too sharp and defined for any natural cloud. It didn't look like weather, it felt like an extraterrestrial presence. Shaking ground. TikTok user Zach Grimm shared a video showing something bizarre. A plastic bottle placed on the ground began shaking on its own. Nothing around could explain it. No wind, no human interference, nothing at all. Even stranger, a weird sound seemed to come from beneath the ground as the bottle moved. Whatever was happening beneath the surface couldn't be seen or identified, leaving a mysterious and unsettling feeling about what might be down there. Red sea light.
A mysterious red glow captured by a pilot flying over the Pacific Ocean.
In July 2022, a pilot flying over the Pacific Ocean noticed something strange, a massive red glow beneath the clouds that stretched as far as the eye could see. It wasn't moving like a storm or lightning, and its intensity made the sky look almost surreal. The glow was so unusual that it caught the attention of anyone watching from above. Only after closer investigation did it become clear. The lights were actually powerful red LEDs used by fishing boats to attract Pacific sorry.
What were those red things?
They were commercial fishing vessels that were fishing for Pacific sorry using very bright red arrays of LED lights.
Unidentified sounds. A man noticed strange noises coming from a storm drain and decided to investigate. The sounds were eerie and unsettling. Yet nothing could be seen to explain them. Curious, he shared a video online. Some believe the noises came from goats, while others thought they were a sign of something mysterious lurking beneath the earth, trying to reveal its presence. Secret door. While exploring deep in the woods, a guy stumbled upon something completely unexpected, a strange, secret door nestled between massive rocks. It didn't look human-made and seemed really old, like it had been hidden for centuries. The real mystery? Nobody knows what could be behind it. Feeling uneasy, he decided it wasn't worth sticking around and quietly walked away, leaving the ancient door and its secrets untouched. Shaking street. Locals near the Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas saw something crazy. The ground just suddenly opened up, and it wasn't just a little crack. The chunk of road started shaking like something huge was moving underground. It was so intense that a piece of the road actually broke off. Nobody has any clue what caused it, but one thing's for sure, this wasn't natural. Something weird was definitely happening beneath their feet, and it freaked everyone out. Gravity Hill. So this guy was messing around on a hill road with a plastic bottle, just casually rolling it, when something totally weird happened. The bottle started moving uphill, like it was defying gravity and climbing instead of going down. He stood there, wondering if some anti-gravity force was at work. But I did some research for you guys, and it turned out to be a natural optical illusion, where the surrounding landscape tricks your eyes. The slope is actually slightly downhill, but everything around trees, horizon, road makes it look uphill, which is why bottles, balls, and even cars in neutral seem to roll up. Otherworldly sounds. Back in 2022, people around the world started hearing strange, unexplainable sounds.
Guys, what is going on?
In Sweden, it sounded almost like a trumpet, while in Michigan and British Columbia, Canada, locals reported eerie humming noises inside their homes. One guy even cut power to his entire house to check if it was an appliance, but the sound only got louder.
Ultimately, I cut the power to the entire house, and the sound got louder.
Honestly, it feels like something completely otherworldly might be happening, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to it than we know. Glowing portal. While heading out, this girl spotted a glowing, ring-shaped light hovering ahead, looking exactly like some sort of portal. She didn't dare go closer, worried it might pull her into another dimension. Instead, filmed it and posted the clip online. Opinions exploded. Some were sure it was an otherworldly portal, while others claimed it was just some light phenomenon.
It just totally changed shapes on here. What are you? What are you?
Mysterious ball. While exploring the Russian woods, a tourist came across something that completely blew his mind. A huge ball-shaped object unlike anything he'd ever seen. It didn't look natural at all. He walked around it, observing every angle, but couldn't figure out what it really was. No explanation made sense. The size, shape, and sheer presence of it left him stunned, and now it seems clear. Something truly otherworldly had appeared in those quiet Russian woods. Blue lights. A TikTok user shared a clip showing something bizarre. A strange blue light glowing in the sky. Looking closer, it seemed like there were objects inside the light, almost as if they were powering it. What those objects really were couldn't be figured out. The whole scene felt otherworldly, and people online believe that something or someone might be secretly observing us from above. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day.
The extraordinary images tonight, the scare for visitors at Yellowstone National Park, the very close call with a geyser raining down rock and debris.
A calm day in Yellowstone turned chaotic when a geyser exploded right by tourists on the boardwalk. Hydrothermal water and mud shot into the air as visitors panicked and ran for safety.
Geyser explosions like this can be triggered by earthquakes. In this case, there was no earthquake activity that might have triggered it. So this is really related to the local plumbing system of this particular feature in Biscuit Basin.
The eruption took place at Sapphire Pool, north of Old Faithful, and it came out of nowhere. Thankfully, everyone got away safely, but the scene was intense. A perfect example of nature's raw power. One moment, you're enjoying the view. The next, a geyser reminds you who's really in charge.